Welcome to Soccer As We Like It. My name is Tim Russell, host, and this edition is our weekly roundup of all the results that were played this weekend. We had some good games: Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga, EPL, and the Turkish League. The problem here now is we don't know where to start because we have so many exciting games. There were heroes and villains, great games, bad games, surprises, non-surprises. We had everything in the mix. We're going to start right at the Bundesliga in Germany. We have a situation here, gentlemen and ladies. In Germany, we have Bayern Munich. Everyone knows Bayern Munich. Of the history, the Beckenbauer, Gerd Müller, they've had the history. They always win the Bundesliga consistently because they got the money, they could buy the great players. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge as a president, etc. But there's another team now that's grabbing the limelight. A team called RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig are a team that were bought by an Austrian businessman who owns Red Bull. Hence RB. But in Germany, it's a very conservative league. They don't like sponsors taking over teams, taking the team away from the people. But he's giving them a transfer kitty, and they have done well and got themselves into Bundesliga, and they have been promoted to the La Liga, the Bundesliga Premier League situation. Now, no team newly promoted has gone 11 games without defeat. RB Leipzig. Who's leading the table? RB Leipzig. Who's the most hated team? RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig are currently leading the Bundesliga by 3 points. The reason is Bayern Munich played the fiercest rivals Dortmund and lost 1-0 to an Aubameyang goal in the 11th minute. Are Bayern Munich playing well? No, they're not. Carlos Ancelotti is having a few issues. I'm really worried for him because I think he's a very great manager. But his team are not clicking. They are not clicking. And at the same time, the older players, they rely too much on the old players. They have so many new, young, talented players sitting on the bench and not bringing them through. Carlitos Rodrigo Sanchez, the Portuguese wonder kid, he's sitting on the bench. He hasn't played any full game because they're still relying on the old reliable, still relying on Robin, still relying on Muller. But the problem here is this: they have to start to make a decision. RB Leipzig are currently in the driver's seat. They might not win the Bundesliga, but I guarantee you they will win a Champions League spot. Because Dortmund have only just moved into the third spot now. But they are 6 points behind RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig on 24 points, 27 points, and Bayern Munich on 24 points. Bayern Munich, I think, cannot believe what's going on. But the most hated team, but the brand of football they play is scientific and mesmerizing football. And I think with time, they will win over the population of the German football fans. Right, let's switch over. Another team that was doing very well, TSG Hoffenheim, they were not able to get 3 points. They were only able to draw 2-2 with a relegated team, Hamburg. Because it's so predictable in reference to Hamburg battling relegation, gave their all and got a point from TSG Hoffenheim. So in reference to that, now the table has turned. TSG Hoffenheim have dropped down 3 places and Dortmund have moved up 2 places and now in 3rd spot. They started the match against Bayern Munich in 6th, they're now 3rd. So you have RB Leipzig, most hated, Bayern Munich, most famous, and Dortmund, everyone's favourite. Now, if we move over to Italy, Serie A was a cracking fantastic Milan derby. Juventus had an easy game. They played Pescara, 3-0, game over. They knocked that one out easily. The Milan derby, AC Milan and Inter Milan. Suso scored 2 goals for AC Milan at the very, very last minute. Ivan Perisky scored the equalizer, making it 2-2 and denying AC Milan 3 points to reduce the points against Juventus at the top of the table. So they remain in 3rd spot because Roma lost over the weekend and AC Milan were denied 3 points and could only manage 1 point. So currently you have Juventus on 33 points, Roma on 26 points, AC Milan on 26 points, and in 4th spot you have Lazio and Napoli all following right behind. Can this change? It can change. AC Milan need to disfocus. It was unlucky and unfortunate that they didn't get all 3 points. They played very well. They played some fantastic football. I'll tell you, AC Milan, watch AC Milan. They will do well. They will do well. We're only in November. They're still January, they're still February, so they can make up ground. And Juventus, anything can happen. Anything can happen. If we quickly go over to Turkey, Fenerbahce and Galatasaray, the biggest Turkish teams currently who got the history in Turkey. But they're not doing as well because Besiktas are the current leaders of the Turkish league. Fenerbahce with RVP, who had an eye injury, he was patched up and he scored 2 fantastic goals for Fenerbahce as they beat Galatasaray by 2 goals to nothing. RVP is still a legend, still a hero. Arsenal fans might not like him, but Man United fans, we love him. And RVP did a fantastic job against Fenerbahce, against Galatasaray, delivered 2 fantastic goals, and he made them win by 2 goals to nothing. We're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to start with the La Liga, and we're going to go with the EPL. Thank you very much. My name is Tim Russell, Soccer As We Like It. Welcome back to Soccer As We Like It. This part of this segment of the show, we're going to talk about the La Liga and the EPL games that were played this weekend. Atletico Madrid playing in the Vicente Calderón Stadium, the last home game in this old stadium. They're going to be moving to the new stadium, and this was an opportunity, a local Spanish derby, to give the fans a great send-off in a great stadium. But they failed. Did they fail, or Real Madrid was so fantastic? Real Madrid were fantastic because they scored 3 goals to beat Atletico Madrid 3 goals to nothing. I've never seen Real Madrid in all my time of watching Spanish soccer of Atletico Madrid just lying down and get beaten at home by 3 goals to nothing. All the goals were scored by one and only CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo. He scored his 44th hat-trick in Spanish soccer. I mean, who scores 44 hat-tricks? 44 hat-tricks is 132 goals. Some strikers have not even scored 132. That's just a fraction of his goals count. With that now, everyone expected them to drop points because earlier in the day, Barcelona could not even beat Malaga. Even with MSN present, they couldn't beat Malaga. Malaga, with a man sent off, 10 men, held out, went to the new camp, got a point, made sure they were not going to get humiliated by Barcelona, got 1 point, frustrated Barcelona. Neymar, Suarez, Messi could not find a way past the Malaga defense. So they only got 1 point. Real Madrid surprised everyone. They played some beautiful football. Modric, Bell, the 3rd goal, the way they were the 3rd goal. Ishko and Bell beating 2 guys, good cross, CR7, thank you very much, goodbye, good night, ball in the net. This is what Real Madrid are about. But can they say, they're still unbeaten, 20 games unbeaten, can they sustain it? I think they can. They have a Champions League game on Wednesday where they play Sporting. Ronaldo going back home to where it all began. Can they keep up the momentum? They're leading La Liga now with 30, they're on 30 points, leading Barcelona with 4 points, and Atletico Madrid have literally dropped to 6th place, out of the European spots, out of Europa, out of Champions League. And Sevilla has slipped in there because Sevilla beat Deportivo by 3 goals to 2 and have moved into the 1st spot. So you have Real Madrid, Barca, Sevilla, Villarreal, and Real Sociedad, then you have Atletico Madrid. But Real Madrid can win this. They can. It's all in their hands. They've got Modric back. Ramos is on his way back, so they are really coming back at the right time. So we're going to switch over now to the EPL. EPL, there were some great games. There were some games that were unpredictable. There were some games that were really unpredictable and some predictable games. We now start with the biggest game of the day. Manchester United at home to Arsenal. Manchester United played some fantastic, mesmerizing, scientific football, better than what LBG was dishing out last season. Jose Mourinho put out a team, even without Ibra playing, they played some beautiful football. But the problem, they haven't got the rub of the green. So they're not clinically finishing and putting the ball in net. Yes, they made a beautiful goal from Pogba to Herrera and to Mata. Game over. Everyone thought that was the game because Arsenal at that point had nothing to offer. Did no attacks, threatened nothing, the guy had no saves to make, they were literally woeful. Till they brought on Giroud. That slight, lack of concentration for Rashford as Oxdale ran past him, sent him across. Phil Jones didn't see Giroud coming. 1-1. Goodbye and good night. Arsenal, they needed, it was a point. All Arsenal did was to make sure they didn't get beaten. That was Arsenal's plan, not to get beaten. United were unlucky. I'll say United were unlucky on that game because they outplayed Arsenal completely. It was like David and Goliath. The difference was so clear. The performance was completely different. The performance was so indifferent that, is this the same Arsenal everyone's talking about? Because they played and offered absolutely zilch. If we go over to London, Crystal Palace at home to Manchester City. That was a game that everyone knew there was no way on earth they were going to beat Manchester City. They had Alan Pardeau's men are woeful. They're off form. It's always towards the end of the year they tend to just play and lose games left home away. They just keep losing. I mean, they even brought on Yaya, who hasn't played all season. They allowed him to score 2 goals. Yaya Toure scored 2 goals, and that gave City 3 points. That's all they needed to do. Beat Crystal Palace, take the 3 points, goodbye and good night. As for Everton at home to Swansea. Bob Bradley was on the verge of getting his first English 3 points for Swansea in the English Premier League. But Coleman cancelled out Sigurdsson's penalty at the very last minute. This is what they say: lack of concentration, lack of focus. Football is a funny old game, and that was what happened to Swansea. Just about as they were about to take the 3 points, like Man United were about to take 3 points, Arsenal scored, Everton equalised against the Swansea. So this is what we're talking about. Defenders, you got to focus for 90 minutes. It's a full time. You can't switch off because the game is funny. The game is fast. You have to focus. Tottenham and West Ham was another cracker, a London derby. West Ham were leading twice, but Tottenham showed that grit, that dynamism, that passion, that they are not going to surrender. They remind me of the Alex Ferguson teams of the 90s, whereby they fight to the very last. And Tottenham, via Harry Kane, scored 2 dynamic goals. Okay, one was a penalty, but they found a way through the West Ham defense and got the 3 points that were required for this very match. It was painful for West Ham to lose, just like the other 2 games. Man United considered a goal last minute. Swansea considered a goal last minute. West Ham literally gave away a penalty. You just can't do that. Okay, so Tottenham took the 3 points. Thank you very much. They are back in where they started. They're not top of the table, but they're up there. Liverpool could not get anything done at Southampton. They played a 0-0 draw. They played everything they could, but they couldn't get a goal. Game over. 0-0. They dropped points. Chelsea, away to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough have been playing some good football, but for the home team, I don't know what on earth they served out on Sunday. Because what they served out was pathetic. As the home team, they sat back so much, it was like, I had to look on the screen like, is this the home team? Because they were so defensive, it was like, come on, are you going to move at all? And unfortunately, Diego Costa got the goal, and it was goodbye and good night for Chelsea. 3 points, top of the table, thank you very much. Another game. Sunderland won the first game home. They were able to beat Hull City 3-0. Jermaine Defoe and Anichebe are back. Jermaine Defoe celebrated his 150th goal in the Premier League. He's now on top of the 150 goal strikers compilation list. Good for Jermaine Defoe. I like Jermaine Defoe. He should be in the English squad. But that's a different story for another day. Sunderland done well. Stoke City lost at home. Could you believe that? They lost at home to Bournemouth. I couldn't believe that. But football's a funny old game. So that is our roundup for EPL this week. Chelsea are back on top, followed by Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal, Tottenham and Manchester United. But the teams are beginning to the teams on the top are beginning to open a little gap. United are now 9.8 points from Chelsea. But we're only in November. Teams will be back. This is where we end our show for this week. We'll see you during the week because we have the UEFA Champions League games coming up. We've got some cracking games. We have the games on Tuesday, the games on Wednesday. You have Leicester at home to Bruges. You have Arsenal away at home to PSG. Another cracking game. Real Madrid at Sporting Lisbon. Barca at Celtic. So we've got some cracking games. So I'll see you guys during the week after the UEFA Champions League games. My name is Tim Russell, host. Thank you. This is Soccer As We Like It. My name is Tim Russell. We'll see you next week. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and subscribe and give us a heads up. Thank you very much. See you next week.